Okay, my dear students of LLM Part 2, Group C, Tort and Crime. Today we will discuss a new topic, nuisance. All we have studied different topics of law of torts in LLB. In LLM, what will we do? We'll revise the topics in detail along with different case laws. So this is the difference between tort in LLB and tort in LLM. Okay, start nuisance. What is the meaning of the term nuisance? According to the view of Professor Winfield, nuisance is the wrong done to a man by unlawfully disturbing a man in the right of enjoyment of a property. Thus, it is an unlawful interference with the person's use or enjoyment of land or some other rights connected with such enjoyment. So, what English common law court says, the jurist, the judges in English common law court, they interpret that nuisance is very simply the damage or injury to the right of enjoyment. Suppose you are staying in a house, and if you commit a nuisance to your neighbor's house, then obviously it will cause injury to the right of comfort of your neighbor. Suppose you have thrown the dirty things of your dustbin to the premises of your neighbor in the morning. Then obviously your neighbor will say, what will say? That, oh, Mr. X, you have committed the wrong of nuisance. So, what is nuisance? It is a wrong which causes the injury to the right of enjoyment. So, it is related to the right of enjoyment of a property. According to Stephen, nuisance is done by committing hurt or annoyance of the lands, tenements of another and not amounting to trespass. Professor Pollock says that it is the wrong which makes unlawful disturbance in the enjoyment of a property or in the exercise of a common right. So, very simple, all they have interpreted the term nuisance as an injury to the right of enjoyment of the property. Now, all we know there are two types of nuisance. One affect to public right, that is public nuisance. Another affect to personal safety, discomfort to person, that is private nuisance. So, a public nuisance is an unlawful act which endangers the lives, safety, health, property, or comfort of the public, or by which the public are obstructed in the exercise of some right which is common to all members of the community. Very simple. Public nuisance, that means that cause injury to the rights of the public, enjoyment of the public property. Suppose there is an obstruction on the highway, then who will suffer? One individual? No. Public will suffer. So it is public nuisance. On the other hand, a private nuisance affects the right of enjoyment of a particular person or persons as distinguished from the public at large. A public nuisance differs from a private nuisance on the point that public nuisance is a criminal offense and does not fall within the law of torts because it is an interference with a common right and thus it cannot be a civil cause of action for individuals. So just try to understand that public nuisance is not equal to tort under civil law. Why? Because it is a criminal offense. It affects the public right. It causes injury to the enjoyment of the property, public property. But a private nuisance will fall within the purview of law of torts as it causes inconvenience or damage or unlawful interference in respect of right of enjoyment of a property or any other right connected with it by a private individual. So very simple. First of all, we have to understand what is nuisance. Nuisance is equal to discomfort in the enjoyment of property. Nuisance is equal to injury in respect of enjoyment of a property. If it affects in large scale, then it will fall under criminal law. If it affects individual, then it will fall under law of tort. But sometimes an important question comes before the common law courts that whether an private individual is able to file a suit for public nuisance or not. The common law courts in different cases explain that when a private individual suffers special or particular damage which is greater than the damages suffered by the rest of the public, then such individual can bring an action for damages in respect of the public nuisance. This is very important question in nuisance. Whether one public nuisance can be converted into private nuisance or not. Whether one private individual is able to come before the court of law against any public nuisance or not. Answer is very clear under English common law courts. What our English common law court says, a public nuisance can be converted into private nuisance when the sufferings of the private individual is greater than the rest of the public. I have to refer one case, then it will be crystal clear to you. In the case of Benjamin versus Stowe, 1874, the old case law under English common law. Benjamin versus Stowe. The fact was that some horses and wagons were kept standing for an unreasonable time in the highway opposite the plaintiff's house by the defendant. Again I repeat, The fact was that some horses and wagons were kept standing for unreasonable time in the highway opposite the plaintiff's house by the defendant. Thus, such act of the defendant caused obstruction in front of the house of the plaintiff. Moreover, the house was darkened and was annoyed by bad smells. In the case, the plaintiff brought an action for damages in respect of public nuisance. Just try to understand the fact of the case. One horse is standing in front of your house for long time. Bad smells are coming. There is obstruction in front of your house. Then English Common Law Court says, your sufferings is greater than the sufferings of the rest of the public. You have suffered more than the public. Then you are eligible. You are allowed to come with the contention of, you are allowed to come with the grievances of public nuisance. Then it will fall under the category of private nuisance. Another important question. What is the distinction between trespass and nuisance? Both are connected to the right of enjoyment of the property. Now what the English Common Law Court says? English Common Law Court says there is a difference between the trespass and nuisance. And jurists, they have pointed out very beautifully. Professor Salmon says that the wrongs of nuisance and trespass are mutually exclusive and nothing is to be rightly classed as a nuisance if it is really a trespass. Thus, the distinction depends on the nature of physical interference with the plaintiff's land and the nature of injury thereupon, where the defendant allows his tree to overhang its branches or to grow its roots into the plaintiff's soil, or where the defendant cause or allow to escape the harmful things like electricity, smoke, gas, etc. into the plaintiff's land, then it is a wrong of nuisance. Thus, a person may be liable for nuisance without committing a wrong of trespass upon another's property. The main point of difference lies that the cause of action in trespass is the interference with the right of a possession in itself, and the cause of action in nuisance is the injury or discomfort or unlawful disturbance in the right of enjoyment. Sometimes the students are confused regarding difference between trespass and nuisance. What is the difference between trespass and nuisance? Nuisance is equal to discomfort to the right of enjoyment. Trespass is equal to unlawful interference to the right of enjoyment of a property. So one creates annoyance, discomfort to the right of enjoyment, and trespass creates unlawful interference.